Oh, he's live. What's going on? What's going on? Live? Am I live? Yes, he's live. Welcome to the Ripple Effect of Healing. Jay Chantalangsi here, certified emotion code energy healer, practitioner, holistic wellness coach. Welcome to the Ripple Effect of Healing show. Every Monday happening 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. We talk about healing, talk about self-care, spirituality. Shout out to the Healing Tribe. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. You already know I'm grateful for you. So tonight's episode is somewhat of a different spin on a very personal emotion that I've had a lot of experience with. And some of you that might know me might be looking at me like, what? Really, Jay? You? Yes, me. And the emotion that we're going to be talking about tonight is anger. Yes, anger. Anger has such negative connotations, right? People who are angry, people who can't control themselves, they tend to, you know, become very loud, become very physical, become very violent, right? These are some of the things that angry people can do. But on the flip side of that, anger can actually serve us in a good way, right? Like all emotions, even sadness. We feel sad, yet when we feel sad, a lot of beautiful things come from our sadness, right? You ever listen to music artists, right? Their best records come from when they've experienced a lot of tragedy, a lot of sadness, right? Um, Example, Usher's Confession record. Man, one of the best, right? And you can hear his emotions through the songs. So all of these emotions definitely have a good and bad side. The only reason why, anger might be towards the bad side is because most people, when they feel angry, they can't control it, or they've been experiencing anger or resentment or bitterness or sadness or grief for a long time, that when they hit a point of anger, it becomes so great. It's like, you're being a teacup, right? A teapot. Once your anger gets to a boiling point, you just explode, right? But if you're not at that point, and let's say you get angry, you pretty much get over it pretty easily, right? If it's a normal way of experiencing this emotion. Like I said, for me, I was dealing with a lot of anger issues, right? Stemming from childhood, stemming from resentment, grief towards, my upbringing. My father was very strict on me. So all of that pent up anger translated later on in life into my relationships, into my behavior. It became part of my behavior when, I would be faced with having some difficult conversations with whoever I was in a relationship with. And it was very unhealthy, right? But I knew nothing of the detrimental effects of anger at that time. I just knew that I couldn't handle it, and the way I handled it was a defense mechanism of becoming angry. And I would yell, I would say some messed up things, I would leave the premises, very passive aggressive behavior, totally just shut down, right? And not even want to talk or do anything, right? And this is what anger can do to you. But we're not going to talk about the negative stuff. We're actually going to talk about the positive stuff of anger, right? Like I said, there's two sides to every emotion. Now, anger can serve us, in a good way, right? Depending on certain situations. Most of us, let's say, who are very introverted, right? Or don't like to speak, right? I mean, anger can serve us if something, you know, ticks us off in a way that we to voice our opinion in a very assertive way, then yeah, anger will serve that purpose, right? Because that emotion is going to drive you to speak up, to stand for what's right, to take action, right? To protect another person, you know? Um, I know how many times have you been in a situation where you see someone being attacked or you see someone, being bullied and stuff like that, and then it creates this anger in you, right? This frustration. But you're not going to go and attack anyone, but it drives you to protect, whoever is being affected, right? And that's what anger can do. So in tonight's episode, I'm going to go over the 6 things that anger can actually serve you in, according to goodtherapy.org. It's a website. They have a great article about, anger. I've researched anger quite a bit, and in my own personal opinion, no, not opinion, but in my own personal experience, my anger stemmed from a lot of, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of childhood, trauma, and it didn't translate good. But now that I've healed and I've understood and I've forgiven myself, and I'm not here to tell you that I don't feel angry anymore, because sometimes I do, right? I mean, I have kids, I deal with a lot of people, there's just people out there that are really malicious, it still gets me upset, frustrated, and angry. But I know the feeling. I know how to manage the anger. I don't act in, expressing in a way where I'm getting into physical altercations or having an adult tantrum or like that. I'm very aware of how I feel, and anger gives you this very physical reaction. Your heart starts to, palpitate. You feel the rush of adrenaline that pumps through your veins. And you even sometimes feel the heat, right, emanating from the core all the way up, right? When you get really, really angry, right, your throat kind of gets tense, your chest kind of gets tense. So all these, emotions do have these kind of physical reactions. And when you get angry, you will feel these things. You might even clench your fist, right? It's a natural reaction to that your body does when you feel these emotions, specifically with anger, right? Now, when you get angry, of course, we don't want to live there. We don't want to live in this emotion, because it could be, very, it can affect us in a very unhealthy way, right? The energy is very strong when you feel anger. And if you don't know how to release the energy, right, of course, we don't want any trapped emotions, right? Especially anger, right? Because the more we trap emotions, the more it's going to become a trait of ours, right? And then it's going to grow some more and then become part of our personality. And then all of a sudden, people are going to tell you, why are you so angry all the time? Why are you so negative? How come you don't smile? My goodness. I had that for so many years. People always thought that I was always angry. They used to tell me, man, you got an RBF. Right? And I got pictures to prove it. I was just like this all the time. I was like that. I would never smile. I would never, it was just very like this very assholery type of facial expression. But like I said, let's get into the positives of feeling these emotions. This article, it says that there's a whole bunch of them, but I chose 6 that I thought was going to be the best things to focus on. I'll talk a little bit about that and give you some examples of how, we can utilize this strong emotion for our own benefit, right? To help us in our situations. Okay. So, the first one, anger is designed to promote survival. Yes, emotions evolved to keep us safe. Our fight response, which evolved so we can defend ourselves from an enemy of danger, stems from anger, right? So if you're in the face of danger and someone is attacking you, right? Anger will protect you, right? Anger will make you react. Anger will help you defend yourself. If you see someone else getting attacked or, being bullied, like I mentioned earlier, anger will help you keep them safe. Anger will help you help them get out of danger, right? And, our emotions, like this mentioned, it evolved over time. We don't have to fight an enemy, right? I mean, no one is taking over our lands or, like that. But, people, some people out there are very malicious and they, you know, um, encroach on our personal space, right? Or they say things to us, right? And it causes us to be very reactive and defensive. But, like I said, if you experience this type of emotion, it can definitely help you protect yourself, right? In the face of danger. All right. So anger is designed to promote survival. I mean, it's not, in today's, world, survival is just being in our own personal space and not being, affected by anything or anyone else, right? So the next one, anger's discharge is calming. This is very important. Okay. Anger's discharge is calming. How many of you have ever felt so angry and then when the emotion is discharged, meaning you said all the things that you said, you felt it, maybe you had to go to the gym and start punching the punching bag or, just go for a run or something to let go of all the anger. Once you feel the anger, the emotion, and it's discharged, meaning the energy is gone, you become very, very calm, right? That's why breathing is important, right? With any emotion. But specifically with anger, if you can take the conscious step to breathe in and out while you are angry, it's going to calm you down, right? All the energy is going to dissipate. Then you might, get back to who you really are, right? This very rational person. Because some of us, when we get angry, we get blackout. We say some things, we do some things that, is we regret later on. So hopefully we won't get to that point. But, if we can have our own coping mechanisms and we are, discharging our anger in a very healthy, manageable way, it could be very, very calming, right? And then you feel like everything is okay. Just like toddlers, when they tantrum, that's them expressing their emotions, right? Probably frustration, anger, because they can't communicate. They can't tell you what they need, right? And they're just always like yelling and screaming and, beating their hands and feet on the ground. That's just them expressing it. But then after they let it go, they feel calm and they're perfectly okay, right? Us adults can do that too. It just would feel weird if we do that, in the normal, the store or something like that. So we need to learn how to discharge this emotion in a very healthy way, right? Next, anger energizes us. Yes, it energizes us, right? From a survival perspective, we defend ourselves when we retaliate and make other people fear us. Anger guards us. When someone wants to hurt us, it gives us the strength and aggression to help us overcome a stronger enemy. Yes. If you're a parent and you see your child, being in danger or being harmed from some other person, adrenaline's going to kick in, right? Biochemically, all of these chemicals are going to be firing off. And because you're feeling this emotion to protect, to defend, your offspring or your child or whoever you feel is in danger, that you have this relationship, you would do anything, right? You would do anything to save the person you love, right? So it gives you this, superhuman ability of energy to fend off anybody, right? I mean, how many movies have we seen where someone gets angry and then, there's a fighting scene, they're getting just punched and stabbed or whatever, and they're still going, they're still just experiencing all the pain and just keep coming back because they're fueled by anger. It's fueled by this, crazy, energetic emotion. I mean, that's how powerful these emotions can be, right? Specifically this one. So, the next one, anger makes us aware of injustice. Yes. I mean, we can always, feel this type of, emotion when there's a lot of injustice. I mean, look what's going on right now, here in the United States, right? A lot of things are being exposed, right? All the injustice and all the, stuff that, all the movements that are being created, right? Black Lives Matter and all these, injustices with different groups of people, and when we feel that, I mean, even when we see it, on our, mobile phones or on the internet or on the, news, we feel this anger and we feel like we have to do something about it. We feel connected, to this movement. We feel like this is not fair, right? And it causes us to act out of anger, right? Because we know that no one should be treated like that, right? Everyone should be treated equal. So, we often experience anger when we're denied our rights, right? And we're faced with like insult or disrespect, right? Exploitation, I mean, this goes towards a lot of different issues, right? Gender equality, racism, right? These are all different injustices that we feel just, angry about. And because we feel that, we do things, we take action, we march, we, create other, movements or gather people around, fight for the cause, right? This is what anger can do. It motivates us to do good, to fight for what's right, right? So, that's anger making us aware of injustice, right? Anger increases cooperation. What? Anger increases cooperation? Yeah. Anger can definitely help increase cooperation. If anger is justified and the response is appropriate, usually the misunderstanding is corrected, leading to increased cooperation, right? So if there's anything that's misunderstanding, and let's say, I mean, this happens a lot in the workforce, right? Or even in a relationship, you know, um, anger tells other people it's important to listen to us, right? When people don't listen or when they don't, aren't paying attention, you can speak up. You can say what you have to say in a very assertive way so that they listen, so that they cooperate, right? So that they understand that you are serious. Like, yo, don't mess with me. I'm dead serious, right? So when you put that, anger behind it, or what you're going to say, people take you more seriously, right? And it can definitely improve cooperation. It's like, okay, I got you. Like, I understand. Let's do it, right? They kind of get a little bit afraid and, timid, and then they, cooperate with you, right? It communicates, I don't like the situation and we need to work together to find a better solution, right? I mean, you can even hear this type of assertiveness and anger in speeches when people give speeches and want to, do things or express their opinion, right? They put this very assertive tone in their voice to, enact cooperation, right? So, yes, anger can increase cooperation, right? That was 4. Yes, that was 4. The next one. Anger covers painful feelings. Wow. Anger covers painful feelings. Okay. It's a defense mechanism that exists to protect the personality from an unbearable anxiety when the ego is under attack. There it is, that three-letter word, ego. When it is under attack, anger serves this critical psychological function. Anger is raw, superficial emotion that prevents you from feeling even more painful emotions. Yes, it does. So if you're going through some type of trauma and you feel angry, it can actually protect you from further feeling that harsh emotion. That's why you go through these stages, right? Kind of like when you get really sad, you know. Sometimes you get so sad you feel angry, right? Angry that that person hurt you, or angry that you put yourself through it. But and then when you feel angry, it kind of pivots you in a different, mood, so that you don't further feel sad or depressed or grief, right? So it's actually protecting you from further feeling that, other low vibrating emotion, right? And maybe if you get angry or upset, it might make you do something, rather than just being sulky, it might move you to do something else, go to the gym and, work it out or something, or go for a walk, or, do something active, right? That's what anger can invoke. So, yes, anger, right, covers some painful feelings, right? It's crazy, right? How these emotions can overlap each other when we feel these certain things. It can actually protect us, right, from further feeling those other emotions, right? Um, and lastly, anger can lead to self-improvement. Wow. Anger can lead to self-improvement. How many of you have experienced that? I have. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm just sick and tired of being unhealthy. I'm just angry at myself, right? For putting myself through all of that. I'm angry at myself for being unhealthy. I'm angry at myself for, falling into that predicament, right? Being taken advantage, or, not being productive, right? We put all this pressure on ourselves and be angry at ourselves, but because we are angry at ourselves, it leads us to do something to better ourselves, right? It's like this reverse psychology of of emotions, Angry can actually make you a better person, right? And can even force like positive change in your life, right? Because you feel this emotion, and it provides insights to our faults and shortcomings. If looked at constructively, this can lead to positive outcomes, just like motivation, right? I mean, how many of you listen to, motivational speakers? I don't know if you have heard of Eric Thomas, but if you listen to Eric Thomas, he sounds like he's always angry. He sounds, I mean, it's a lot of energy. He's coming with a lot of energy and assertiveness, and when he speaks, and I don't know if you listen to his speeches, but when he speaks, it's like, man, there's like it makes you angry at yourself, because you're not like at that next level that you want to be at, right? And it moves you and it motivates you and inspires you to, be better. Like, damn, I need to get there. Fuck, So that's what anger can do, right? So those are, the six positive benefits that anger can help you feel, right, in those situations. But I said earlier, this is a very sensitive emotion, right? Um, if you've been experienced a lot of anger and frustration in your life, and you feel that you do get angry quickly, I would suggest and recommend, doing a lot of introspection of why you feel that way. Because, normally when we do feel angry, we shouldn't be living there. We shouldn't be reacting in a very physical way, right? It could be very tough, if you don't manage or if you don't heal from years and years of anger, right? So, but like I mentioned, you know, with these 6 benefits, anger can also benefit you in the most positive way to get you to act, to get you to motivate yourself, to get you to protect yourself, right? To get you to even, move in a certain way that you've never done before. So, anger is definitely an important emotion to be aware of. Anger is definitely something that you shouldn't disregard if you are experiencing it a lot. You don't want it to control your life. You don't want it to control every situation that you are in. And it's good sometimes to be angry, right? You can't, there's certain situations where you can feel the anger and it's warranted, right? But if you feel angry all the time, definitely take some time to uh, understand and realize why you feel that way. Take it from me, this is a very personal emotion to me because I've dealt with it for such a long time. And I had to learn my lessons the hard way, when it comes to this emotion. So many things that I've said and done that, once you say it, you can't take it back, and, you know, anger can definitely take you beyond that point of no return, right? Once you're just like, you're just gone, right? And it can definitely change your life, for the worse if you don't know how to manage it. So, anger, good emotion to have if you can manage it. You don't have to be angry, right? But if you feel angry, let the emotion, honor it, right? See how you feel, be aware of your body's reaction, what you're thinking about, why maybe you got triggered or why you may feel that way, and then slowly work through it, right? And there's a lot of ways to do that. There's a lot of ways to do that. So that is it for today's episode, right? The 6 benefits of anger, the emotion of anger. Special shout out to all the Healing Tribe members on with me tonight. Alexis, Marjorie, Cousin Jess, Crystal, Choppa. Look at the queens up in here. Wendy. How are you guys? Who else? Who else? Oh, yes. Altis. Oh, my goodness. I'm just forgetting people's name. Eliza's in here too as well. Sandra. Yes. I feel you. I feel you. I know. Totally like slipped my mind there. But anyways, if you found this episode to be beneficial, please share, right? Send it to a friend or tell them to subscribe. You can always subscribe or join me in the Healing Tribe on TikTok. Like I said, we always talk about healing, self-care, and you know, yeah, spiritual stuff. I have some things in the works right now, which I'm super excited, for 2020. I believe is going to be an amazing year. I know all of us, we just can't wait to get over 2020, right? To just be like, man, I'm just trying to get through this year and then see what's going on for next year. It's always good to have an idea and plan what it is that you want to do for next year. A lot of my students and even the Healing Tribe members, those of you that I spoke to, or Healing Circle, we talked about choosing a word for next year, right? The word of the year for next year, something that you can fall back on to be a theme that you want to strive for. This past year for 2020, my word was magic, right? Or magical. And it has definitely been a magical year. A lot of things happen, right? A lot of positive things happen. I mean, Healing Tribe happened, right? All these opportunities happened. Connecting with so many amazing individuals happened. And next year, my scenery is my word of the year for next year is scenery. I want to change my scenery. I want to change my environment. think I've been experiencing this environment for quite some time, and I'm ready for a new scenery, right? For more inspiration and motivation. And those of you that know me, you know where I'm talking about. You know where I'm going to be at. All right. So, anyways, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for being here. Like I said, if this has brought you any value, please share or join us. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook page, all the social media channels. I'm there. And we do this show every single Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will see you next week. We'll talk about another awesome topic, right? Related to self-care, self-healing, or spirituality stuff. If you have any other, ideas or suggestions, please comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want me to talk about, right? I'm always down to research some things and, share, right? I love learning. And if it can help you in your healing journey, I'd be happy to do it, right? Because we all need help. We all need good information. We all can use, that those tips and strategies that can help us, because the healing process and the healing journey can be very, very difficult at times. But like I always say, it's difficult, but it's necessary, right? Difficult, but necessary. And once you get to the clearing, your journey, you will feel so good about yourself, right? You will experience that self-love, self-compassion. You can forgive, you can forgive yourself, forgive others, and, be in a place of just pure joy and contentment, right? And that's what we all strive to be, right? So with that said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the replay. If you're on the replay, let me know your thoughts. Would love some suggestions as well. With that said, I'll see you guys next week. Always remember to be blessed, stay safe, and always protect your energy at all costs. Protect your energy at all costs. And remember, healed people heal people.